Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Sentra Grafika Kompu Media channel. Hope everyone who is watching this video are in healthy as well as in perfect shape. Amin, Allahumma amin. Okay, we all may know what Rhinoceros is, right? A very good modeling and design software for architects, interior designers, product designers, engineers, and even enthusiasts like me who have been using Rhino for more than a decade. And with some plugins installed, okay, Rhino could also do validation, simulation, and much more to accelerate the design process as well as delivering next level results and variants of a design using Grasshopper with much less efforts relatively. Despite Rhino is well known for those I mentioned earlier, there are many things that Rhino could possibly good at, and it still needs exploration based on cases and comparisons. I had a good conversation with a very good friend, a graphics artist who is very good at creating art with both raster and vector software. And since Rhino supports many vector graphics and raster file format, it came across to our minds that why don't we create a challenge to know how potential Rhino would be for this kind of work. So we addressed the challenge on how Rhino answers it in creating mix of vector and raster graphics that requires high resolution image as output as quickly as possible. So let's check this out. I'm Bimo Adiprakoso of Sentra Grafika Kompu Media, and this is the first time that we present a video in English. However, we won't be presenting every video in English forward, but rather be mixed between English and Indonesian videos. However, have no worries with the steps in Rhino you see in the following moments. You could simply just follow the steps yourself as I will be presenting it in such easy way to understand. So let's move into Rhino. As I said earlier, right? We will try a challenge to be completed in Rhino with a mix of vector and raster objects and outputting it as high resolution image as fast as possible. Around 2 decades ago, there's a software, a popular software called Combustion, and it's a visual effects software used in Hollywood to create visual effects in many blockbuster movies. I was responsible to deliver presentation education to Indonesia market, so many would be aware and convenient to use Combustion. There's a visual effects that involve a portrait video with a flying text around, in front, and behind the person, but we wouldn't create a video in Rhino. We will simplify the result as an image with just a photograph of me probably or someone else downloaded from the internet. Then create a circle, a 3D circle, 3D ring around the character. So it will somehow be in front of the character and some part will be behind the character. And let me try to draw it in a simple sketch by using Krita. So what is Krita now? Krita is a free open source painting software, right? You could easily download Krita at www.krita.org. Okay, and I'll show you their webpage immediately. And again, just like I said, Krita is free software that gives you freedom as an image manipulation software. But Krita also offers as 2D animation software. Yes, 2D animation software with tons of features that could be found in expensive paid software. So Krita is available in Windows, Linux, and Apple version. So whatever platform you use, you just simply download it and try to use it. You will be amazed by whatever Krita offers as its features. So let's go to Krita's user interface, right? So this is what Krita UI looks like. Pretty much similar to popular image manipulation software. So I'm going to show you a glimpse of what we will create, right? So picture this as the character's picture, download it from anywhere or using your own photograph, right? So I'm gonna draw a profile using my pen. Okay. So I'm gonna choose black. Okay. So this will somehow be the profile. Okay. The the character. Okay. So I'm gonna hatch it. Okay. Gonna give it black, just like a profile, just like a photograph, a picture, right? A portrait. Okay. Almost done. There you go. And next, right? When we somehow talk about the challenge, okay? For this challenge, it requires the picture to have alpha channel. Alpha channel will somehow give solid area on the character itself, but completely transparent for the background. So the still image is mostly carries PNG as a file format, as JPEG does not carry this kind of feature. So once we have the picture, right, with alpha channel, then we will create what we call it 3D ring, or 3D objects around the character. So I'm going to use blue color, okay, and create 3D. That's not good. Okay, let's start over. Much better. And as 3D characters, sorry, 3D ring, it would somehow need to represent perspective as well. Okay, so this is our 3D ring. But okay, there will be many more challenges, right? And the next challenge is actually to get rid of the excessive picture that we don't see fit to the final image we'd like to have. What? First one is actually the ring that will go behind this character, right? And the next one is actually erasing this. Okay. Okay. So that will somehow leave the ring as the edge, outer edge, I mean. Okay. Okay. So this is getting even more interesting right now. So again, right? The challenge is to create a high resolution image with the steps that I just showed you in Krita, but we're going to do it in Rhino. So let's do the experiment in Rhino. We'll start with the portrait image of myself. Okay. So, well, it's not exactly my picture anyway. So this image is in PNG format, which carries alpha channel or transparency. As we see, the transparency is as obvious as the background, while the foreground is a solid portrait picture of the person, right? So we simply drag this file, okay, into Rhino viewport. And I will make sure that the picture option is selected before defining the area placed on the front viewport. Okay. So select picture, select OK, and define the area there. Okay. And just enlarge the front viewport. As we see, the picture is shown along with its background transparency, just like we need it. Okay. So now, in order to create the ring, okay, we need to create two circles with the circle command. Okay, first one, and we just need to copy paste the first circle to become the second circle. Control C, Control V, and we already have two circles, but these two circles haven't formed solid ring surface yet. In order to do so, we need another command from Surface Tools. But before that, we need somehow to place the second circle to be smaller, right? To scale down the second circle to be smaller than the first circle. Okay. Just right there. Okay. Probably smaller. So we need a new command from the surface tools, right? Which is surface from planar curves. Here, click, select, enter. Okay, so by executing this command, it will bridge between the two circles and create a surface of the ring that we need. Okay, we also need to display the viewport as shaded to be able to see the surface. Okay, so just delete these layers, right? So after we could somehow see the surface, the ring, right? We just need to delete two circles that I created earlier, right? As we no longer need them, and scale the ring to pretty much mimic the ring I sketched in Krita. So I'm gonna scale this like that, right? And select the surface edge, scale it down just slightly, okay? And then I'm going to select again the inner circle, right? And adjust the place like that, okay? And then we rotate the ring and put it in its best place, just as I described it earlier in Krita's sketch. Okay, just select the surface, right? And then rotate it. Oh, sorry, no, not that picture. Circle. Right there. Oh, it's not squeezed enough. That, rotate it. Okay, done. Okay, still we have another requirement that the picture and the ring are on the same plane, so they intersect with each other, right? So in order to make the ring to have some part placed in front and some of the portrait and some behind, we just go to the perspective viewport and then rotate the circle just slightly to have it positioned just like we need it to. Okay, go to perspective, view it as shaded, right? Select the ring and then rotate it slightly. So we have some part of the ring in front of the character and some part behind the character. Okay, so we'll get back to front viewport. Okay, but it doesn't end here, right? We could still see some part of the portrait is exceeding the outer edge of the ring right here. Okay, and it doesn't look good, it doesn't look right. So we need somehow to erase this part. Okay, but before doing that, I need somehow to change this ring color to blue. So I just change the layer color to blue. Just press OK, right? So how do we erase it? How do we erase the part, unneeded part, right? We just use the simple point curve and draw it between the inner and outer edges of the ring. Okay, we go to standard, go with control point curve, right? And draw curve right there, like that. So that's the new curve that I just created, okay? And this will somehow become the cutting object for the next process. Okay, so in order to somehow erase, right, erase this part, we just need a command called trim. Okay, so we execute the trim command, select the curve as the cutting object, okay, and then get rid of this area immediately. And once it's finished, we don't need the curve anymore, just delete it, right? So the next step is actually to save this image into a file so that we could use the image for other purpose, right, or other software. So it is actually easy to do so. It's not save as, export, no, not at all. You just go to the view menu and select capture and pick to file. So it will somehow capture this image and save it into file. Okay. So in this dialog, make sure that transparent option is selected. Okay. Then we just need to adjust the file size in order to meet the resolution we need. So here I have the 4:3 ratio, but it's not placed in center, so I guess I would somehow place it center right now. So just go again, view, capture to file. So we could use different image size, right? Here I have 4:3 image ratio. I can go down to 400 by 300, but it is actually very small picture. So I'll just keep using 4000 by 3000. Okay. So I think that will be great. That will be okay. So I just press OK. And I'll give a name, final image, and save it as PNG because I would like somehow to keep the transparency. If I save it into JPEG, it wouldn't somehow keep the transparency. So I just click save, final image, and the new file is created. Okay, that will be great. Okay, so as you see, the file size is actually 4000 by 3000, and the file size is 1.91 megabyte. So we could somehow see this in Krita. Just drag and drop it. Okay, right there. And then we could somehow, I don't know whether I would like to scale it. I don't think so, but I will create another layer and place it underneath the picture and select, I don't know, probably yellow, orange, and select a bucket command and paint it, right? So we see that this picture is actually having transparency information, right there. And after bring this to Krita, right, it shows the final results that I wanted earlier, and I did the whole process in Rhino. Okay, so we have seen that Rhino is capable of doing things above its primary function as 3D modeling software, but with some explorations and experiments, Rhino shows huge potentials as additional tool to complete simple graphics design challenge. However, I'm not saying that Rhino could replace vector graphics software or similar to it. My point is, if we are able to know the boundary and possibilities of the tools that we use, it may bring many other new things and elevate our mindset as well as our knowledge in doing and completing many challenges in work and life as well. So that wraps up today's video. Be sure to regularly check our website at www.centragrafica.com and our company LinkedIn page under the same name of Centra Grafica Kompumedia, or our YouTube channel and our Google page to get the latest news and updates of what we're doing and accomplishing. Give this video a like, please. Subscribe to our channel also, and I'll see you on the next video.